Happy Wednesday. We are shipping today, shipping orders. It's gonna be amazing. Good afternoon to each and every one of you on this happy, almost holiday time. Let's see who we've got coming in today. Welcoming in also everybody that is over on FB and YT today as well. Welcome in, you guys. Good to see you. Who do we have? Christine Conrad is coming in and hanging out. Mom's Buying More is here. Good to see you. I love that name. SS is here. Fran, welcome in. Auntie Agnes and Solo. Little Pickles! What's good, you guys? Hi, Fran. Wow, I have had such a busy day today already. I don't know what y'all have been up to, but we did our plush jamble show last night, and I think we sold like 99% of all of the plush, and we had like, I think 50 something plush yesterday. So we did our jamble show last night. Huge success, a lot of fun, but boxing up and packaging up all of that plush today took me a long time. So I definitely need to get faster at that. Holy smokes. You're welcome and LOL. Crazy and Yvonne's here. I'm so happy you guys are here today. I hope everyone is having an awesome, fantastic Wednesday. Who is working? What are you doing? Have you done any Christmas shopping yet? I finally did a little bit of Christmas shopping late last night. So at least I've got some stuff on the way. Man, guys, I am just never a prepared person. I'm a hot mess, making my way through life. I don't know if anyone else is, but I am. Okay, guys, so we're going to do shipping. We're going to get started over on eBay. If you guys have any questions or anything while we're doing this too, feel free to ask, whether it's about reselling or not, and I'll try to get it answered. If you're watching over on YT or you're watching on FB, feel free to ask in the comments, and then I'll click back over here and there. Thrifty Swifty is over on YouTube. Thank you. Yeah, anybody that can help by watching this over on YT, first of all, you get a way huger view of the room on the fancy camera that hubby set up. But also, I'm trying to get my watch time up over there because we never know what's going to happen with TT come January. So it'll be interesting to see. So find me over on YT. I am live over there a lot. In fact, I might even be live over there more than I am on YT. So just NiceComps. I'm NiceComps on YouTube. Very easy to find me. Okay, so over on eBay, Fran says, if I'm starting out, do I need to buy a scale or should I wait? Yeah, a scale is pretty much like imperative. I'd say a scale is maybe even your first purchase you need, because you need to know what the weights are to be able to put the correct weights in, whether you're doing calculated shipping or you're doing like flat rate shipping. Either way, whichever way. And Smile Amazon has a whole bunch of different kinds. I use the Rolo one. I just like it because it's super reliable. That's the one I'm using. If you go to the linky in the bio-y, anything I use is over there. You're welcome to get that stuff or get something else that's a little bit less expensive, but you definitely need a scale. Jennifer's here. Good to see you. Little Pickle says I napped all day. Didn't want to, but I think my body needed it. Dude, hey, Pickles, every once in a while, you gotta listen to that body. When your body says, you need to go night-night, you're tired, you're sleepy, you're cooked, you go night-night. You gotta do it. You gotta sleep. Tenacious, thanks so much for all of the love. SNM Fines, good to see you. Okay. Guys, let's do this. So first thing we sold. So this is everything that sold yesterday. I think this would be everything yesterday and this morning. So first thing we've got is a Thundercats. This is Chitra. This is a 13-inch. These are, it's so funny because I got these in like a huge bulk buy at a garage sale. I paid maybe like 50 cents for this. I didn't realize that all these figures I have of this are like super rare. They're like a rare bootleggy Mexican collectible figure rendition, I guess, which I didn't know when I got them. So kind of cool when you come across something that you get for super inexpensive. I just knew it would sell because it was Thundercats. I had no idea that it was actually like a little bit of a collectible thing. So that's always good. Okay, so weight and measurements of boxes is correct. Yeah, you really need to have a scale. And you can do two different kinds of shipping. So you can either do calculated, which means that you're putting in the exact measurements of like the box and the weight after everything is said and done, what that's going to be. And then the customer pays that depending on their location. So that's calculated. Flat rate is when you just say, hey, this is what the price is going to be regardless of where you live. And the nice thing, the reason I do flat rate is because I always pad my shipping a little bit. So I just kind of figure out, like, if I sent this to the furthest place for me in the United States, how much would it cost? And then I put that as my shipping price, but normally it sells to a closer area. You know, very rarely will it sell to the very furthest part away from me. And I use that rate because let's say I'm going to ship something to Maine. And it's supposed to cost $7.50 for me to ship it to Maine. Well, if I only have to ship it to Oklahoma, then it's probably only going to be like $6.40. And then I'm able to keep that extra money, which is really nice. The other reason I don't do calculated is because if you accidentally put the wrong weight in or the wrong measurement in, you have to eat the difference on that shipping, which can be a lot. I got burned on calculated at the beginning, so I just do flat rate. And I ship most of my stuff through Pirate Ship. You are so welcome. I'm happy to help. Anything I can do to help you guys out. You know, I was a newbie at one time trying to figure this all out too. And so that's what we do, you guys. We help each other because we are better together. Annie is here. Tenacious says, plus all the flat rate boxes are free at the post office. Priority mailing flat rate. Yes. Regular flat rate. So flat rate just means that you're choosing just a price, whether you're sending it priority, you're sending it ground advantage, you're sending it UPS, you're sending it round saver, you're sending it cubic. It doesn't matter how you're sending it. That's just what flat rate needs. Priority flat rate is different. So like these boxes here, these priority flat rate boxes, this is technically priority mail, and this can be more pricey. Now, if you're just selling stuff on Poshmark, it doesn't matter. You can do everything priority mail, but I don't ship anything priority mail outside of Poshmark because otherwise it's more expensive for me. Now, where you're at the country, that might be different. Yeah, we're always learning. This is what got me, and I stopped trying. Fran, I get it. So, a true story, the most terrifying part, I think, for me of this whole reselling adventure when I first got started was the shipping. I was just so worried that I was going to screw it up. And it took me a minute to learn it. I'm not going to lie. It took a second for me to kind of like feel like I had a handle on it and feel like I wasn't, losing out on anything. But the best piece of advice I ever got was just do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's scary and it can be nerve-wracking, but if you just do it and then you move forward, then you've moved forward and then you're good to go. So, will you screw up a couple times? Maybe. Will it cost you a couple dollars here and there? It could. But at the same time, if you don't start, then you can't make any money and you can't have any fun reselling. I mean, come on. Oh, Sunset Denise is here. Yay! Good to see you. Happy to see you. Hey, Gabby, how's it going? Sorry if I missed anybody there. Carrie, good to see you as well. Brian is in the house. Brian, I am wrapping up a 13-inch Thundercats Chitra Jumbo Bootleg Rare Mexican Mexico collectible figurine. So I got her for, what did I buy her for? And I am playing reuse a bag situation here. We're doing a little makeshifty here. I got her for, I think, 50 cents, and she sold over on eBay for $40. And she sold in, there was other ones of her for sale too, so I just kind of went with the comps over there. She sold in about 15 minutes. So I guess maybe I charged too little for her, but I charge the same price as everybody else's over there. So I don't know, maybe the person just liked the way that this one looked or something and had been waiting for it to sell. But anyways, so yeah, I've got the Chitra, I got Panthro, Mumra, Tigra, and Lion-O, all in those figurines. So I got each of them for like 50 cents, and they should each sell for like $40. So that was a sweet little pickup. Sweet, sweet little pickup. Yes, Denise, it's been a minute since I saw you in here. I'm happy to see you. Yes, say hello to everyone, you guys. That is the nice and polite thing to do. All right, I think we're good on this. Does this feel feels good. I think I may do one. I kind of had to do like a little Frankenboxy / poly baggy thing on this one. Because I'm running low on reg boxes. Running low on the reg boxes. I just don't sell as many hard goods as I did, so I'm not trying to collect as many boxes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our shipping label for this. This should be probably just a pound. 1 pound, 6 ounces. So, or 1 pound, 1 pound exactly is what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh man, kids, I need more coffee. It was late night trying to do the Jamble show and then trying to get everything organized after we sold the Jamble show. And then this morning, getting all that plush together. Whew, I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of happy I did the closeout on the plush because it would have been really, really crazy to have to do that every single time. I don't know how people do that or maybe I'm just not fast at it. I don't know what's up, but yeah, that's not for me. I don't want to sell any more plush over there. It's cool plush. I'm happy people are getting it, but I don't want to go through that again. So much work. I like sweet little pickups, says Arizona. Me too, Arizona. I agree. All right, so we're getting this printed out. So after everything is said and done, we will have made, after eBay fees, probably $32 on this, I believe. Somewhere right in there. So not too shabby. The what show, says Fran? Jamble. So Jamble is an app. You can get it if you've got an iPhone or an iPad. It looks just like this. It's a live selling platform. It's a lot like WN. And you just go on there and show things and people purchase it. I'm trying to do, so normally over on Jamble, it's mainly just like women's clothing as far as like a lot of like Lululemon, a lot of kind of like name brandy stuff like that. And they invited me in to do different stuff. So I've been trying to do some interesting shows over there. We did a plush show last night. I've been doing a lot of music teas over there. Just trying to bring a new flavor over there. I'm trying it out. If I don't find that I like it or they're not able to get the Android version up for y'all soon, I may switch over to WN and just do the live shows over there. Because there's just so many people missing out on being able to come in because of the them not having Android, which, I mean, word of the street is they're supposed to have it a while ago. So Stephanie wants to know, Thrifty Swifty wants to know, do you factor in Alaska or Hawaii for the shipping? I don't. So normally what I do, so where I live, I'm in Texas, right? So I figure out how much it would cost me to ship something to like a Starbucks in Maine, or how much it would cost to ship it to like a Starbucks in Washington State, like up in Seattle. That's about as far as I've done. I've never done Alaska or Hawaii. I think I've only shipped one item to Hawaii ever and like 2 things to Alaska. And I don't remember missing out on any money from either of those. It doesn't mean that I didn't. I just am not remembering that being a problem. But I think it would depend on where you're at in the country. So that's a good question. Yeah, I guess I've just never done that. Yeah, only iPhone user for Jamble over there, Fran, unfortunately, which is kind of a problem. I mean, if I'm being honest, like, get your Android together. Is WN easy? I don't know. I've never done a WN show. I literally have never done one. I've had an account for like ever. They invited me in like when the app first started. I got an invite in just like everybody did. I signed up for it. I got approved. And then like, I just never did anything with it. So big sister, good to see you. Kiwi said he's working with them to add Android. Yeah, Arizona, him and I were talking about that too. And I guess there's just not a date from what I understand, or at least last time I chatted with him, there wasn't a date. When I reached out to my Jamble lady, she didn't have any info either. So it's definitely an issue. But everything else over there goes so smooth. Like their label printing and generating is smooth. Setting the show up is super smooth. Like the actual app itself is great. It's so easy to go live. It's so easy. You can attach your Posh closet to it. I mean, there's some really cool benefits over there. The Android thing, though, is definitely a problem. What is the name of the doll you just sold? Cheetra, Cheetra. It's a Thundercats. It's the female Thundercats. I'm about to do my first show soon on WN to the onboarding. Andy, that's so exciting. Make sure you send me an invite. I've been on WN as a buyer for the longest time. Yeah, me too. Zoe's here. Mayberry's here. Good to see you guys. Okay, what do we got next? Next up, we have, let's take a look. What do we got? Next up, I think we got a little Masters of the Universe. So this is a little Skeletor, and I don't know if anybody remembers this. I remember this from when I was a kid. So I've always been obsessed with like what you would think of as like more boys' toys. I mean, what does that mean now? But back in the day, it was like crazy. You know, everyone's getting me Barbies, which is fine. I play with them. But I was always interested in like the G.I. Joes and especially Masters of the Universe. So check this out. This is the punch one where you punch it and the center spins. So super cool. I was happy to find this pickup. He sold for $15.22 over on eBay. I got him for literally pennies. I bought this huge lot of old vintage He-Man toys. I spent $5 on this huge bin. So here's a story on that one. I go to this garage sale, right? And the woman was selling, what are those dolls? Monster High dolls. So the woman's selling their Monster High dolls. Now, there was a line of people at this sale. People waiting for this sale to open. It just happened to be one of the first ones I was going to for the day. So I'm waiting. So I pull up and there's all these people in line. And I was like, what's going on here? And they're like, oh, they're getting in line for the Monster High dolls. Now, this was last summer. So not this summer. Yeah, last summer. Last summer? Must have been last summer. Yes, last summer. Okay, last summer. So, I was like, oh, I'm not really interested in those. Like, I don't know anything about Monster High dolls. I mean, if I got a whole bunch to sell, I'd sell them, but it's not something I, look for. I don't have a daughter or something that's into them. So anyways, so the lady's talking with her daughter and the lady are selling all these Monster High dolls. People are getting in line and they're doing those bidding things. And I'm looking through the bins and I look over at the husband. And he just looks like super bored, right? So I was like, hey, what's going on? He's like, oh, people just going crazy for these monster dolls. And I was like, yeah, it looks like it. I was like, yeah, I've never really been into like girls' toys as much. I said, I've always been into like guys' toys. I was like, I love G.I. Joes. I love He-Man. I love Ninja Turtles. I love all that. And he's like, oh, really? He's like, man, I got a whole bunch of old toys like that from when I was a kid. And I was like, really? I was like, well, what are you doing with them? He's like, nothing. They've just been sitting out in a bin in my garage for years. My wife's always telling me I should get rid of them. And I was like, oh, really? Well, I might be interested. And he's like, oh, yeah. So he brings out this old, it's a post office box, that a male person would like carry mail in. This old plastic box, and the box was like super old. They were all super dusty and all dirty. They all needed a nice little wash. But I'm looking through and I'm seeing all these He-Man, Battle Cat He-Mans, the He-Man that came out in the blue color. I'm trying to remember him, Mutant He-Man. There's like Prince Adam. There's all of them in there, right? So I was like, well, how much do you want for it? He's like, dude, just give me $5. And I'm like, what? Shut the front door. And so then here's the key though. The key is you have to try to not look like you're like freaking out that you're about to get all these vintage toys for like no money. And so I'm like totally trying to play it cool. And I'm like, oh, really? Yeah, and like the more cool I try to be, the more awkward I am because that's just who I am as a person. So I'm just like, oh yeah, I was like, well, that, for $5. I mean, that sounds good. And secretly inside, I'm like, I'm like so excited. Arizona, it was an awesome pickup. Dude, Arizona, I wish you would have been with me. Like, we would have both been standing there when he said $5 and been like, what? Like, you gotta be kidding me. Hey, Rush, good to see you. Zoe, good to see you. Sharon's here. Mayberry, Cups by Kara. What's good today, you guys? I'm happy to see each and every one of you. Allison's here. Yeah, it was definitely one of those like exciting moments. Okay, so I probably paid with how many toys were in there? I don't know, maybe 12 cents for this guy, and he sold for $15.22 over on eBay. What's really interesting about this is I sold 80% of these pretty quickly. But this guy, the skeleton armor one, and then I still have, like, there's a couple other ones I have that just, like, aren't huge selling ones. I think there might have even been a few Ninja Turtles in that one, but it's like the super commons. Anyways, yeah, so that was a good pickup. So after all is said and done, I mean, we probably made, after the fees, maybe like $13 on this guy. So I will take it. Let's see. Fran says, has anyone tried selling items on here? You know, I have not done any of that, actually. I have, like, my affiliate thing, and, I actually, oh my gosh, that's right. I just got a package. I got that light. I need to like do a little video on that so you guys can see. And we'll see what we think. I also told y'all I would give you a review on, the Flip app. So long story short, I use Vendu for all of my cross-listing. Now, the only thing that Vendu doesn't have is the ability to share your Poshmark closet and to follow people on there, right? You got to play the Poshmark game. It's the only feature Vendu doesn't have yet, and I know it's something they're working on. So I did have Auto Posher because I was using Auto Posher for sending out offers and for sharing my closet. Well, once Vendu has the ability to share offers, it doesn't cost me anything extra. I stopped using Auto Posher. So I turned off my Auto Posher account and I tried doing the Flip app. Or the so Flip is, it's just like any of the other ones. It's just like Vendu or Auto Posher or List Perfectly, where it like does all the like, you know, cross listing for you and stuff like that. So it's free for the first 100 days. So my thought was, well, that's great because for 100 days, I can get it to share my Poshmark closet and follow people. It's the only thing I was using it for. So this was free, so I should not complain about a free thing. But here is my honest opinion. So I am not using it now. Now, I think it's a great option for a beginner. So if you are just getting into the game and you need an inexpensive way to maybe experiment with cross-listing and you don't mind things not running super smooth, I don't think it's bad. What I found was it was super glitchy with the follows. It was super glitchy with the sharing of my closet, and you have to go in every single day and activate it. So I have to remember in the morning to go to my computer, make sure that my computer never sleeps, go in, start it doing the Poshmark closet and the follows, and then you have to check back later in the day to make sure it worked because it's having some like glitchy issues. For me personally, that's just not going to happen. I am so outrageously, insanely busy in just regular life, like most of you guys are, that adding something to my schedule where I have to do that. Now, if I'm new and I don't have the money to spend on a good cross-listing software, I think it's a great place maybe to start. But you just saved my lice. My lice. You just saved my lice. You just saved my lice. Thank you. You just saved my lice. You just saved my life, baby. Thank you for the coffee. But for me, it's probably not something I'm going to personally recommend. So I did take it out. Not yet. I don't think. Thanks, baby. So I did take it out of my link tree that's on the BioWyoE, because I just can't advise people to get something that I maybe am not totally into. I want to make sure I'm standing by what I'm recommending. So anyways, long story short, that's what's going on. We're paying $437 for shipping. He paid $580. So yeah, I mean, so we basically made $15 on this. So that's my story on the Flip. Now, again, if you're brand new, you don't have money for cross-listing software, you need 100 free days of something, you're going to deal with the glitchies and how it's a little bit more manual, I don't think it's a bad choice to maybe experiment with. I ain't got time for glitchy stuff. I can't do it. My patience level for that is like 0. Let's see what we got. Miso, good to see you. Brandy, good to see you. Yeah, Fran, best way to do it is just to start, man. I was so nervous to do this in the beginning, you guys. I was nervous to go live. I was nervous to resell. I was nervous for everything. I was nervous for shipping. I was nervous if I was going to find products. Like, I mean, whenever you start something new, of course you're nervous. If you're not scared a little bit, is it worth doing? Like, if you weren't scared to do it, you'd already be an expert at it, right? So, Snap, good to see you. Snap's in the house. Snaps in the house. Oh, and don't forget, guys, too, I've got another Jamble show on Friday. This is the last one I'm going to be doing in December. So Friday is going to be music tees. I've got everything from extra small to 4XL, all different genres, and I'm going to do some bundling together of some sizes. So you'll get like, 2 or 3 small t-shirts all for the price of $1, probably, most likely, because I'm trying to get a closeout on those. So yeah, so that is Friday. And then I won't be doing another Jamble show until January, because my son's going to be coming to visit and it's Christmas and all that good stuff. Hey, baby, I just sold a shirt. Can you grab it for me? All right, what do we got next? Next thing we've got is a pair of shoes. I picked these up so my little local thrift store here is outrageously priced. However, as most are. However, every once in a while, I will stop in there every couple months and I'll just go back to the shoes because they never price their shoes high. So I found these little Kenneth Coles. They were $5. And I'm like, dude, these are great. So this is a 2017 Kenneth Cole. These are what's called a driving loafer. And they sold for $25 over on eBay. Now with shoes, I do like to put a little bit of padding in the toe. I just want to keep things from looking like it's just collapsed when someone gets it. So sometimes just putting the smallest amount of padding in will really change the shoe. So looking at these, which of these shoes would you rather open up? Would you rather open up a shoe that looks like that? Or would you rather open up your shoe and have it look like that? Just that little tiny difference makes such a huge difference. And you can just stuff a little bit of paper in there. You don't have to do much. Hey, Danny, good to see you. Annie, the Jamble show on Friday is at, that's a great question. Let's take a look because I don't remember. It is at 7:00. So I started doing it a little bit later because I was getting from people like, hey, I really wanted to come to the Jamble show, but I wasn't home from work yet. So it's at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So that is 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 Central, 8 East Coast. Surf, what is good? So yeah, so come on into that, you guys. I've got, let's see how many people. We only have 24 people registered for that one. So if I were you, I'd hop in that one. I got a lot of really good shirts coming up in this next order. Or this next bundle that I've got. So, Erica, good to see you. How are we today? Oh, and I'm going to do an Amazon gift card giveaway. Oh, it was so cool, too, you guys, last night. I don't know if Amanda's in here, but we, at our Jamble show last night, I was giving away a brand new unboxed He-Man toy. And the person that was bidding on the plush that won the auction won the giveaway at the exact same time. Like, it was so weird. And everybody, and there was like freaking out because everyone's like, oh my God, I've never seen that happen. I've never seen that happen. Like, no one's ever won the auction and won the giveaway. I was like, girl, you need to like go get a lotto ticket or something. That was like such a crazy little situation. Like, that was just a neat little thing. Like, what a cool treat. Like, neat little Christmas thing for her. So Fran says, so setting prices. I look for an item on eBay. Is it best to price between highest and lowest? Yes and no. I would say there's a couple other factors in with that. I would say that the first factor is, what is the condition? So you want to make sure you're looking at, like, let's say that there's 3 pairs of scissors. Do yours look as good as the $10 ones, or do they look like they're in the same shape as the $5 one? So you want to price kind of according to condition. And then I also look at the sold comp. So I go into see how many of these scissors have sold. What are they selling for on average? Because a lot of times you'll see like someone is asking, $50 for these pair of scissors. The next person's asking $42. The next person's asking $47, because they're all just bouncing off each other's prices. But if you look at the sold comps of what it's actually sold for, they're like $10 scissors, right? So if you price it at the $40, you're probably not going to sell them. If you price them down closer to maybe not the lowest they've sold for, but a little bit above that, that's usually what I do. But then there's also, you also have to take in consideration what was the cost of goods. So for me, I'm the holler for a dollar girl. I buy most of my stuff to resell. 99% of the stuff I get for reselling, I get from garage sales. So I am normally buying stuff for like $1. So for me, I can undercut the competition a little bit more because my cost of good is so low. I'm still going to make a large profit. So there's a couple different things that kind of go into factoring that. Thrifty Vicky's here. Vicky! Hey, Vicky. That's so funny, Vicky. The next sticker in our, the next one that's going out is a star, and you just came in. That's so weird. That's so crazy. There's some in the air today, guys. All right, once I put a little bit of, so this is how I do my shoes. You guys know I do back and forth. I make sure I put something in between so they don't touch. And then I also like to put just a little bit of saran over my shoes. It just ensures that they're not going to come loose. The number one reason that shoes get returned, besides people trying to say that, you know, they don't like the size or whatever, is that they get damaged in shipping. And I've seen this time and time again. People will be like, oh my gosh, I ordered these shoes and I'm so annoyed because they came loose in the package and now they're all beat up. And it's like, yeah, that you're going to get a return on that because it's going to be item not as described because it doesn't look like it was supposed to from the photos. So my advice to you is to make sure stuff is not bouncing around. We don't want things to get injured. We don't want them to injure each other inside of the bag, right? Fran says, okay, that makes sense. I buy from a bin store and divide items for my price, so my cost is low. Perfect. Then that's the hard part. As far as I'm concerned, the hard part is just finding the stuff to sell at the beginning. I always tell people, like, start with stuff around your house. That's what I did. But if you can find like a nice little honey hole or a way for you to get items at a low cost and those items sell or are in demand, then, that's the name of the game, right? All right, so we are going to take this and we're going to go over to pirate ship with it. Anything over £1, I always ship straight from pirate ship versus doing it inside eBay. For me, it just saves money. I don't know why, but it does. So these are going to Christian in New Jersey, is getting these nice little driving shoes. Driving little Kenneth Cole, if you say so. They actually look like really comfortable shoes. All right, Christian in New Jersey. Let's see what our weight is on this. These are, drum roll please, 1 pound, 10 ounces, which is about what I was thinking. And our length is going to be 12 by 5 by 3. And let's take a look and see what we're going to pay for it. Erica's here today. Katie's here. I am so happy to see Erica. I'm so happy to also see Katie today. All right, and these are going to go UPS Ground Saver. Looks like it is the least expensive option for us. So we're going to go ahead and buy that label. We're paying $8.67 for this label, and then we will take a look and see what Christian paid and see if we made any money on our shipping. We usually do. I usually try to make at least $1 on my shipping because that usually covers the cost of the first item or the item that I got because I'm usually getting stuff for like $1 in a garage sale. So let's take a look here, going back over to eBay so we can put in our tracking number. Let's put that in and then let's take a look and see. Yes, so he paid $9 for shipping, so we made a couple cents on the shipping. After all the eBay fees and our original investment, I'm going to say we probably made about $15 on those. So not too shabby. All right, and these are going to go UPS. Next item we've got is kind of a funny one. So do y'all remember when I was telling you that whenever I go to garage sales and they're community sales, at the very end of the community sale, so let's say the community sale runs from 8 to noon. I will usually make a pass through all like the areas that I haven't gone in the community sale. Because, if there's 40 houses doing garage sales in a community sale and I'm only getting to 30 of them on a Saturday, that's 10 people I didn't get to. So normally what I'll do is I'll finish my route. I'll go through all the streets because 9 times out of 10, people will just leave stuff on the curb that they didn't want or they couldn't sell or they don't want to deal with. So this was one of those things. There was a whole bunch of these laser jet printer ink cartridges sealed in this driveway just for people to take. And so I'm like, well, heck, those got to sell, right? So I picked them up. I got, I think 3 or 4 of these. They each have been worth like $40. So we just sold this for $41.81 plus shipping. Again, my cost was nothing. So if you're garage sailing, don't snooze on the community sales going around to the areas. Even if you're like, oh, the community sale's over. Oh man, it's getting late. Drive around, because people will just set stuff out because they don't want to deal with it. So thank you very much, whoever set this out. This is going to Michelle in Pennsylvania, and you got to love that. All profit on that one. Okay, we are going to put this in a bag here, and I will probably actually put just a little bit of foam around it so it doesn't get injured in shipping. Maybe not a necessity, but might as well. Might as well. Can we mail Snap a Decide shirt? That's up to you. Yes, if you want to, you can. I give you permission. Thrifty Duckies is here. Do you price take in consideration that they will ask for a discount? Yes, absolutely, 100%. So if I want to sell an item for $20, I'm probably going to mark it up to like 23 or 24 because I may run a 5 or 10% deal on it. And then I know that they're going to ask for a couple extra dollars off or something. So that way, if I sell that item for between $18 to $20, I'm happy. Now, remember, I've also probably padded my shipping just a little bit. So I'm covering the cost of my original investment. If it doesn't cover the cost of the investment, it's at least a couple extra dollars back in my pocket. So absolutely, I do that. I didn't at the beginning. And then, because I didn't realize like how much like eBay and stuff was going to take for fees. Now, fortunately for me in the beginning, I was selling stuff from around my house, stuff from like when my mom had passed. And so all of it was free for me. So fortunately, I didn't have any costs. But man, I was like, man, I wanted to sell that for like $20. So I put it at $20 and now it sold for like $13. I'm like, man, that's $7. That's a lot. And then you got fees and stuff on top of that. So I learned pretty quickly to go ahead and mark those up because you have a lot of people that are just going to buy stuff straight from the price that you've got. And that's great. But 50% of the time, it's going to be someone accepting an offer or sending you an offer, or you're running like a store discount. So that's actually a really good question. Coco Loco, good to see you. Thanks for asking that, by the way. Sparkling Myrma is here. Who is Myrma? Myrma's sparkling. She's got glitter. She's got class. She's got sparkly things happening. I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm cooked, guys. It's been a long morning, and I'm on cup of coffee number 4. Marie's here. Happy to see you, Marie. Thank you for liking. All right, so we're just putting that in there. We're going to put a little thank you card, and they are getting a sailboat sticker. So after all the eBay fees, and then obviously they paid $10.90 for shipping. So I think we're going to make a little bit of money on the shipping too. I'm surprised I put it up to $10.90 for the shipping. I'm like, oh, wow, Charity, you put that a little high, but that's okay. So sometimes we do that. All right, so we are going to, this is going to be over a pound, I'm sure. Yep, so this is going to go over to Pirate Ship. Let's go ahead and copy this here. Go over to the Pirate Ship so we may get a label to ship it out overseas to our friend Michelle, who lives in Pennsylvania. All right, 1 pound, 12 ounces on that. And then let's take a look at our length here. Fran says, what is resale rule if the box has price printed on it? Oh, that's always an interesting question. Wait a second, let me do that. Who wants to answer that? So we got 5, 6 by 4. Let's take a look here and see what we got. Was that an offer? I think we might have got an offer. Let's take a look here. Yes. And no. Nope. Okay. Moving right along. All right. So we're paying $8.80 for shipping. She paid $10.90. So we made $2.10. So that pretty much covers almost all the eBay fees for a total profit of about $36 on this free item. So can't snooze on that. Brian says, question number 1 is, what is it? question number 1 is, what is it? Do you mean question number 1 for Fran? Is that what you're saying, Brian? You got to clarify on that one. Karen, good to see you. All right, we're going to copy this and we're going to print that out. Jade, what's good, Jade? All right, let's print this. This is going to go UPS. So this is my rule of thumb on price tags. If it is a vintage item and if I take the price tag off, it's going to now no longer be like a dead stock product, or it's going to make it look bad, or I can't easily remove the price, then I'm just going to leave it on. And if someone can't figure out that because something was $4.99 in 1990 and now that same item is $30, if they can't figure that out in their brain that inflation has caused that, then I don't know what to say on that. So rule number 1. Now, if it's a new item, and let's say, for instance, okay, let's take this. I have a pair of boots for sale right now. Brand new, these boots, you can buy them online. They're $250. This person bought these boots. They must have got them on sale for like $125. So there was a $125 sticker on them. Well, I took that $125 sticker off because I am going to sell those boots for like $150 because brand new, they're $250 and these are used, but they're in like crazy good condition. So in that case, I'm going to remove the sticker, but I don't always remove it. It kind of depends on the circumstance in my eyes. Yeah, and Brian's right. The question is, what is it? Is it a new item? Like, is it a brand new modern item? Is it a vintage item? What is it going to make the item? How is the price printed on it? Is it something you can take off? Like, I think there's just a lot of considerations. And a lot of times with that kind of stuff, you got to kind of go with your gut. And like, I always try to put myself in the position of the consumer. So I say to myself, if I was buying this and I saw this, what would I think? Now, that doesn't mean that that's what the person's going to think, but that's kind of what I do. And I kind of weigh each circumstance, over time. Grinch Max car, air blown and fadable 65th anniversary. What year is that then, Fran? Is that like a newer thing? What does the label look like? Is it just a sticker that goes on that can easily be taken off? Is it something that you're going to have to heat up to get off? Those kind of questions too, I think, make a difference. All right, so this is going UPS, and that's just my opinion, guys. Opinions are like armpits. Everyone has them, and they generally stink. So you may have a totally different opinion than I do, you guys. All right, next up, we've got some Thundercats. So, Brian, thank you for the tip. I went ahead and I boxed up the first 4. So we had Panthro, Lion-O, and then in the first other 4, who else do we have? There's Mumra and who was it? It might have been Tigra, I think, or Slive. I can't remember. Anyways, so there's 4 of them. So I sold them as a 4-pack and made $70 on that pack. And then these 2 just sold, and we made 21 on these ones. These ones this packaging had a little bit more damage than the other one did. But I mean, can't snooze on that. I got these for, what did I pay? Like about 60 cents a piece on these. So I was pretty stoked. So thanks for encouraging me to package those up and sell them together. It definitely helped these to sell, I think, faster than they would have just, say, on their own. So let's see. Is this going to fit in here? Just messing around to make sure it's going to fit. Yeah. I believe that it's German inflatable, so price probably printed on the box. Good call. Good call, Brian. Yeah, if you guys got toy questions, Brian is the person to ask, man. Brian knows what is up in that situation all the time. He is our resident toy man. You want to know about shoes? Talk to Tino. You want to know about dress shirts and polos? Talk to Surfs. Or me. You want to know about Levi's? Talk to me. You want to know about toys? Talk to Brian. You want to know about Western wear? You talk to Spencer. Or Southern. Everyone's got their little, you want to know about remotes? You talk to Thrifty Duckies. You want to know about everything random? You talk to Hustle. We all have our little kind of niche-y things that we do. All right, so this person's getting a little VW bus and a little thank you card. Yuli, welcome in, Yuli. Okay, let's get this all prepped here and sent off. All right. Yeah, so I got these at that same garage sale where I got like that huge amount of toys. That garage sale has turned out to be, I mean, when all is said and done, I think we will probably clear, I spent a total of $100 at that garage sale. I bet you when all is said and done that it's going to be $1,200 to $1,500 in profit on that, just from that one sale. And it was one of those mornings. It was that morning. I wasn't going to go. I was tired. It was cold. I'd stayed up too late playing Black Ops 6 the night before, so I was exhausted. My eyes were like burning out of my head, and I was like, Charity, you stayed up too late. That is your own problem. You need to go do your job. Go to garage sales. You know you'll have fun once you get out there. It was a cold morning here in Texas. I went out and I got to the sale. They opened at 7:30. I got there at like 7:31, and I got all this stuff. So I know sometimes we hate getting up, but it's almost always worth it. Okay, this is going to be over £1. So we're going to go ahead and go over to pirate ship. It's going to Omar in Los Angeles, California, baby. We're going to copy and go over to pirate ship. And Fran, I love you asking all these questions, man. That's what I did when I first started reselling. I was like, I wasn't on TikTok much at the time, but I was going into Facebook and I was asking. I mean, I must have messaged Laura, Wild and Almost Free. She's the one that does the reseller guide that you guys know I love. I must have messaged her and asked 200 questions, literally, maybe more. And I was like, this girl's going to get so sick of hearing from me. But she was really cool and always helped me. And then once I did buy the reseller guide, which by the way, I think I bought it for $137. She has it on sale for the holidays for $47. So don't snooze on that. But once I got that reseller guide, most of my questions got answered. But B, she put me in the Facebook group, the Wild and Almost Free Facebook group. It's a private group. Once you get the guide, then she puts you in there. And that is where I've gotten probably more help with reselling than anywhere, because I can just go in there and ask a question and it usually gets answered like fairly quickly because I have no patience. Okay, so let's take a look here at so we're at 12 by 9 by 6, 12 by 9, 12 by 9 by 6. All right, so we are paying, what are we going to pay for shipping here? Ethereo's here. Etherio, thanks for all the likes. I see you. I see you, Etherio. If you could only look for one brand or group of toys, what would it be? Probably Ninja Turtles. As weird as that sounds, they're my favorite. Like, it's hard to say. I would say Ninja Turtles. I really like selling strawberry shortcake stuff because it sells really easily. Oh, Rainbow Bright stuff sells really easily too. And I know a lot about the Rainbow Bright collection. But I'd have to say probably Ninja Turtle, top four. We're going to do top 4. Ninja Turtles, Masters of the Universe, Thundercats, because it always sells, which is why I was so excited when I saw this, and probably Rainbow Bright. In a close, next up would be G.I. Joe. Vintage G.I. Joe stuff always sells, and Care Bears stuff does really well. I would have said Trolls and Raggedy Ann at one point, but those really don't sell like they used to. Garfield, anything Garfield is huge. Those are probably my top ones for sure. That's a good question. Thanks for asking. Me so vintage girl. Happy to see you. Okay, so we are paying $8.80 for this, and they paid, I think, $8 for shipping. Let's take a look here. So we might have lost 80 cents on that one. I'm not sure. This is so interesting to me. So I do not work for the post office. I don't understand why. But for some reason, where I'm at in Texas, when I ship, and I don't know if anybody that's from Texas here knows what I'm talking about, but some of the places I ship to in California are just as expensive, if not more, than shipping all the way up to Maine or New York, or shipping to Vermont or Washington State or Oregon. It's really interesting, and I don't understand why that is. I wonder if anyone could ever enlighten me as to why that is. It's it'll be $1 more for some places, not everywhere in California, just some places. I'm not sure why. All right, let's take a look here. So they paid $8.50 for shipping, so we did not lose out on any shipping. And after all is said and done, after all of the eBay fees, we probably made $16 on these. So not bad. $16. I'll take it. Are you kidding me? Plus I get to list toys, which is always fun. Probably easily one of my favorite things to list is toys, because they're fun and easy, and I get to kind of feel like a kid again. So, Yadiko, good to see you. Sparkling Mermaid, I'm so happy to see you too. Phyllis D is in the house. Okay, let's see. What do we got next? What do we got next? Got a lot of box items. Oh my gosh, you guys. I have 11 boxes that are going to... I don't know that all the stuff I have to ship today, between last night's Jamble show and today, I don't know if everything is going to fit in my car. We're going to have to get a little creative. We're going to get a little creative on taking stuff to the post office. Okay, next thing we've got here is a stereo system. So this was a really cool garage sale pickup find. It was at a community sale that I went to. And it was an older gentleman, and it sounded like he used to work on cars or something. So I see this sitting there, and whenever I see something that looks this old, that has like the manual, this is a unused, so this is a what's called dead stock, meaning that you can't get this anymore, and it's brand new. This is a 1997 Pioneer 12-disc multi-CD player, still in the box, including the manual. Everything else you could ever need to get this thing going is in here. So it's one of the old school Pioneer sets. I took an offer for $118 on this because I spent $10 on it. So I probably could have held out and got closer to like $130 for it. But y'all, you know my stance. If you don't, my stance is turn and burn. I want stuff in my inventory, and I want it out of my inventory as fast as possible, which is even why I'm interested in potentially doing some whatnot shows along with the Jamble shows, because I just have so much stuff. And I like sourcing. That's the fun part for me. The fun part is going out garage sailing and getting to buy stuff and getting pallets and seeing what's in those. And that's the stuff I like. And so in order to do more of that, I got to get through the stuff I have right now. So anyways, long story short, I am very, very interested in turning and burning things. So if I can get this for $10 and I can sell this for $118, I will do that all day. The extra $20 or whatever isn't worth it to me to hang on to. I'd rather turn it and burn it. Sparkling said, there are just so many toys. I think there's no way I could figure this out. You know, the best way to... Here's why I think I like selling that stuff is because that's the stuff that was popular, like, when I was a kid. So, like, I'm looking at the toys that was popular when I was a kid, or maybe you guys can look at the toys that were popular when your kids were kids, like in the 90s or Y2K era. And so for me, it's just nostalgia. I could spot a Nickelodeon thing 14 miles away because it's what my era is. So go with like stuff that your kids liked back then. That pop culture stuff is all huge. Any toys that were from the 90s or early Y2Ks are super hot. I don't know many things that don't sell from that era. So using Google Lens and just taking a picture of it, it'll pop up and tell you exactly what it is. And the other nice thing about a lot of toys is if they're toys and they're new in the package, they generally have the UPC on the back of them. And you can scan that UPC from eBay. It'll pull up that exact item and you can see what it's worth and what it's selling for right there. So I almost think, and Brian, I don't know if you agree with this. Hey, Jean, good to see you. Hey, Robin. I don't know if you agree with this, Brian, but I almost feel like toys are easier than even clothing. Because of the fact with Google Lens, you can find out what an item is immediately and see what it's selling for. And then you can also use that UPC symbol or the barcode in order to find out what it is. So I think, in my opinion, the toys are almost easier. Like, if I could find just toys and I could find enough toys to sell, I would just do toys. I wouldn't do shoes. I wouldn't do clothes. I wouldn't do any of it because it is so much easier to find. Brian says toys are the easiest thing to sell. They're also the least likely to be returned. And exactly, because you can't say a toy doesn't fit you. You can't say, oh, I didn't mean to buy the 1987 version of this. I meant to get the 1991. Like, you're not going to get that. People, you don't have to worry about stains. You don't have to worry about any of that. Of course, if you're selling Funkos or something where people want pristine everything, like you got to disclose that stuff if there's like little dents or stuff like that. But otherwise, like toys are the easiest things in my mind. Sparkling says, I was thinking toys would be easier. If I wanted it as a kid, it's got to be good. Exactly. On the nose. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Exactly. Okay. So they paid a pretty hefty amount for shipping on this because I knew I was going to box and box this. So I am going to put this in an additional box because I don't want this to get broken. This is not something that can ever be replaced. And I did not see another one of these new online. So they paid $16.90 for shipping. So we're going to go ahead and put this in an additional box with a little bit of padding here because I don't want it to get broken. Love selling toys and plush, says Lynette. Yes, I would say I love the toys. There was a time I loved the plush, but I don't know if I just got like burnt out on it or what. I bought a lot of 250 plush at one point. So I was just like, had plush coming out my ears and I just spent so much time. If I can find like vintage Garfields or vintage plush, I'm more into that. But like the other, like the newer plush, I think I like it and it's cute more than I like selling it, if that makes any sense. Condition matters, pictures matter, item specifics, yeah. So like Brian's saying, as long as you're disclosing like what the condition is of the toy, people will, man, I have had some toys that were like cooked, like busted, ruined pieces, like parts of toys. And I have been able to sell those on, like mainly on eBay. Like it is amazing to me the amount of money that people will pay, even if something is broken, because it's something that they want from their childhood or, you know, it's remarkable, honestly. Like, I don't know. But people also will buy stained clothing and stuff too. So I guess it's just a matter of, finding the right buyer. So Danny says totally. Old G.I. Joe's broken in pieces sell fast. Yeah, I have a giant box of G.I. Joe's. When we can get back into the garage cord here, I have an insane amount of G.I. Joes to go through. Oh, I promised you guys, and Brian, I think you were even on here when I promised this, that I would find that group that is on Facebook. Facebook's being really, really glitchy today, so let me see if I can get this to pull up. So this is a group that someone else pointed me to. Brian, maybe you even pointed me to this, and it's a group on Facebook that will help you with any sort of, it's called action figure identification. So this is what it looks like. It's called action figure identification. But they will identify like any toy in there. So I have these little mega constructs that I had gotten in a lot. They're Masters of the Universe ones, but I couldn't tell who two of the people were. It wound up being Tina, which was Tilana, which is Tila's mom from Masters of the Universe, and then the other one was Zodak. But I couldn't tell what they were. I put that up in that group within 5 seconds. I had 3 answers. So if you are thinking of doing toys or you're looking for a place where you need to be able to find, what is this part, find that group. It's got like 22,000 people in it. Action figure identification is what it's called. So, and the accessories. Yes. Lynette says I sold a gun belt for $40. I think, I love that. I think one of my favorite toy, things that I ever sold was I'd gone to this old barn sale and everything was so dusty there. Oh my gosh. It was so gross, but it was like a treasure dig, all this vintage stuff. And I ended up with this little wagon end. It was like a little part for like a truck or something. And it was like a little trailer thing. It just happened to be in the stuff that I bought. So I didn't think anything of it, right? And I got home and I did Google Lens and it's some like really hard to find wagon part for the back of some collectible tractor thing or something. This thing was this big. It was like this tiny little piece. That sucker sold for like $80. I was like, I can't believe what that sold for. I mean, just absolutely craziness. Anyways, so you gotta love those little things. Like, and that's the cool thing with toys too. I think you get to find those little pieces that are so neat. So I'm just kind of playing the let's make a box situation here. I'm just trying to snug this up a little bit just to save me a little bit of money while also protecting our little thing here. Yeah, Jade is like, holy, yeah, it was such a cool, like I said, it was just this extra part. And I have learned over time, never discount what you think something's worth or whether you think someone's going to want it, because you just never know, right? So I Google Lens that sucker. Now, if I had been a newbie, if it had been when I first started doing this, I may have just thrown that away, thinking it wasn't anything. Learned that lesson with that Captain EO t-shirt that I threw out because it had a little tiny hole in it. Man, that was a giant mistake. But that's what we do, right? When we get started reselling, we make mistakes and then we learn from our mistakes and we move along, little doggies, move along. So I'm just kind of snuggling this up a little bit here and just trying to create like some sort of box situation that's not quite as big as it was, because I was going to get eaten alive on the size of that. Even though they paid $16 for it, I don't want to have to pay $20. So we are just going to snuggle this guy in here, and then we'll cut off the top of that. That's how I get my workout for the day. Shipping big stuff like this. Get those muscles going. Get them muscles moving and grooving. All right, and then I don't think we need this whole top here, so we'll probably cut that off there. Alrighty. Out there. Any of this extra little cardboard stuff, guys, it can really add to the weight of stuff and your size. So if I were you, I'm not you, but if I were you, I would definitely be cutting off those little dog ears on the ends here. And then I just use a little scoring tool. I love this one. Some dude on eBay makes these. I have no idea who they are, but they are a genius. And they are way better than the ones I have bought on anywhere else. So, all right, getting this all wrapped up here. Whoops, oh my gosh. Oh, that was so close. My tape stuck. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is my life. This is what my life looks like on a daily basis. This is the hot mess that is Charity. Lynette, thanks so much for the likes. I literally live this crazy ADHD life of like things just being constantly messy. I don't know any other way to say it. Just constantly being messy. I think I need to... This did not turn out square. We're going to alter this. We're going to play Let's Alter This just a little bit here, because that is not... that's not working for me. That just looks insane and wonky. So we need to pick this one up just a little bit here. That was just a little too crazy there. There we go. That looks more like a reasonable box and not like something that's like misshapen and insane. There we go. Here we go, kids. Now we're doing it. Now we're cooking with Crisco. That's better. And then we will tape the living bejeebers out of this too. So, you know, I may not have had to do all of this for this, but if someone's going to, here's my whole take. If someone's willing to spend $100 on something I'm selling, I'm going to take a little bit of time and care and make sure that it is nicely done, or at least as nice as my crazy brain can make it. All right, we need more tape. LOL, chaos is the life of a reseller. Dude, no doubt. I'm just getting some tape here, guys. So I saw this little video that was like, what career is perfect for someone that has ADHD? And I'm like, well, this one for sure. But it was funny. It was like nurse, paramedic, and it was like all these like jobs that are like high stress. And then I put in the comments, reselling. Like if your brain thinks spicy or you don't mind a little bit of chaos and laughing at yourself being organized, then this is definitely the job for you. And you get to make your own schedule, which is great. I don't know about y'all, but I am a make my own schedule kind of lady. I do not like living by someone else's schedule. I have pretty much worked for myself my whole life. So, and even when I was doing marketing, I was always like more of a subcontractor than I was working for one specific person. All right, we're just gonna bundle from that here, get that all cute and snuggled up. Cute and snuggled up, buttercup. It doesn't need to be pretty, it just needs to be functional, right? All right, let's feel that. How does that feel? Does that feel like that's gonna go anywhere? I don't think so. He feels pretty good. Popping a couple fragile stickers on here. Does it help? I don't know, but it makes me feel like it does. It makes me feel like I am going the extra mile. And these things literally cost me like nothing. So pop a couple of those on and move it along. Richard, happy to see you in here. Melze, welcome in, you guys. Happy Wednesday to each and every one of you. Okay, so they paid $16.90 for shipping. This is probably going to be about that, I'm assuming. Let's take a look here. So this is going to go to, I think, Sheila, was her name? Sheila in Georgia. Sweet Georgia. And let's go ahead and get this measured out. So we have 18 by 13, 18, 13, 9, 18, 13, 9, 18, 13, 9. And then let's get our weight on this. This is a little bit of a heavy guy. All right, we are at 9 pounds, 8 ounces. We better go 9.9 on that, I think. Yeah, let's go 9.9 on that just to be safe in case the postal worker like puts their finger on it and changes the weight or something. All right, so we are going to pay $14.79. They paid $16.80, so we made $2. That's $2 off our original investment of $8. So after all the eBay fees, because you know they're going to get their hefty amount, I think we'll probably have gotten what, about 90, maybe $90, $85, something right in there. I'll take it. $85 for a stereo that was super easy to list. Yes, please, and thank you. Got paid for those Christmas presents I just got everybody. All right, printing the label out now. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Jackie, how's it going? Good to see you, Vera. Let's get this printed out. And by the way, hi to everybody that's over on YouTube. I'm not ignoring you. I see you all. Okay, let's get this printed out and moving right along. Ooh, I can see husband doing husband things today. Husband's got a honey-do list like nobody's business, trying to get everything ready for Christmas. Like, oh my goodness. His list of things to do is like, we have a giant board in our hallway and we write down kind of like what each of us need to do for the day. And I was jotting his down and he kind of looked at it and I was like, sorry, it's going to be a busy day for you. I love you. I was like, put on the coffee. We're going to need it today. All right, so that is going UPS. Okay, what do we got next here? Oh, we got to put the tracking number for this. Got to put the tracking number for this puppy. Let's put it in. Let's put in the tracking number. Yeah, see, I saved myself like $7 using Pirate Ship versus doing the eBay shipping on this. I'm telling you, it just always saves me money. Save and continue. Okay, what do we got next? Next up, we've got a cute little mini, tiny, cute little pin. It is a little kitty cat with the Harry Potter Gryffindor scarf, adorable little lapel pin. I got a huge bulk amount of these pins for $5. I think there was like 25 of them in there, and they're each selling for around $12. So yeah, we're gonna have made like a couple $100 off these pins once everything is said and done. Now, they've just kind of been slow selling here and there, kind of one sells and another one sells, and I'm like, oh, cool, I'm glad that one sold. So yeah, so it's just kind of like little bit over time, and we are going to cut this little envelope down here and put our little guy in here with a thank you card and a sticker, cute little turtle. Oh, hi, honey.
Hello.
I was just talking about how huge your honey-do list is today. It's long. It's a long boy. All right, getting ready for the holidays, guys. Who else is getting ready for the holidays? You guys, so tonight we're decorating our tree finally. I put it on the schedule. I'm like, all right, tonight we are ordering Chinese food. We're opening up a bottle of sake. We're going to do the Christmas tree, and we're going to watch Griswold and all of our Christmas movies. Because we've just been so busy. Literally, we have been so busy. We have not had a chance to even do our tree. Now, the tree's up. The lights are on. We just didn't do the ornaments, so we're doing that tonight. I'm excited. Sparkling says, do you have yard sales year-round there? Yeah, we do. Because I'm in Texas, so, like, there wasn't any last weekend. I didn't go out last weekend because it was raining, and so I didn't go, and I don't think I didn't go the weekend before either, because remember, I was sick. I had that, like, little flu thing that everybody had. So I didn't go last Saturday or the Saturday before. There is a community sale on this Saturday on the 14th that I've been waiting to go to. So I'll definitely be hitting up that one. But then I probably won't do any more until, like, first or second week of January. But yeah, it's definitely year-round here. And that was kind of, like, I don't want to say that that's the reason we moved here, because it's not, but it definitely was a pretty big factor for us in the deciding to move here. Because before this, we were living up in, so after all is said and done, oh, that's right, I did free shipping on this one too. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. We'll probably need $8 on this.
Is that everything? Because
oh no, I'm still going.
Okay,
I'm getting close. I'm getting close to done.
Can I just take what I have then?
I wanted to get these boots in here. I think I can whip it out. I'll whip it out, baby. I'll whip out. I at least get these boots whipped out. Oh my god. We have been shipping, you guys, because of Jamble. We've literally been shipping since like 11 o'clock today. It is now 4 something. Insane. Post office. I just sold a t-shirt too, if you want to grab that, or if not, then I won't worry about it. I do want to get these boots though. Woo! Yeah, our post office closes here at 4:30, which is such a bummer. Yeah. Okay, let me just get these boots done then, because it's a depop, and I want to make sure I'm maintaining my shipping status over there. So we will do one more thing together, guys, and then I will get the rest of this shipped out tomorrow, I guess. Man, holy smokes! Hey, you know what? I'm not gonna complain, dude. If I'm shipping this much stuff, I am shipping this much stuff because we are killing it. So I will take it any day, every day, all days. So I'm just gonna get these cowboy boots all snuggled up here. So we'll do that one and then another one here. Woo! Oh my gosh, honey, we have had such a busy day today. This has been insanity. Total insanity. I did stop for a 10-minute lunch today, so that was good. I did get some salad today. So I'm not like totally starving, which is nice, because a lot of times when it's a day like this and it's this busy, I don't get a chance to eat until like I won't eat lunch until like 4 or something, and then it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. Oh, thank God I'm not the last person to do my tree. No, Lynette, that would be us. Congratulations.
Well,
yes, our tree is up, but it does have lights on it. It does have lights on it. Denise says we're having Christmas. Oh, you're having Christmas this weekend. So the kids can spend a holiday with their in-laws. Denise, I'm sorry, but I feel like you are probably one of the nicest people on the planet. I just have this like sneaking suspicion about you that you are like a ridiculously good mom and like a ridiculously amazing grandma. Am I correct on that assumption? I feel like I probably am correct on that assumption. You just seem like the nicest human being, honestly. I'm jealous it's snowing here in Indiana. You know what, though? I will say it is kind of weird with it being Christmas time and it's warm out. Yeah, it is kind of weird, like, to have that. So I'm just getting all this wrapped up here. Yeah, that stereo took me a while. I had to kind of like frankenbox a little bit, but it was good. The shipping was covered on that, so that was great. So I'm going to do these, and then we need a large. Yeah, oh my gosh. Crazy situations. Let's see. I feel like the boot's coming through on the top here. I better put one more piece of foam on that. This is me running 34 miles an hour. I just know this person's waiting for these boots. Oh my gosh, I'm sweating, guys. We sweating today, boy. Let's see, this way? Yes, this way. All right. Doesn't have to be pretty, right, folks? It just has to be functional. There's that. There's that. And these are huge boots. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I'm using this much of this foam. These are like the, do you see how big these boots are, honey? Like, whose feet are this big? Oh, wait. Our son's. I forget. I always forget. Our son wears, what does he wear, honey? Is he in a 14 or a 15?
Oh, 14.
Yeah, I went to buy him socks for Christmas because he wanted socks, and they're, of course, like, he likes the Nike Dry Fit ones, and of course they're, like, sold out everywhere because it's so hard to find stuff. Does anybody have any guys in their life that have, like, outrageously huge feet, or maybe you're the dude that has outrageously huge feet? It is so hard to find shoes and socks. Like, it is crazy difficult. And when he was a kid, it was even harder because he's worn, he wore a size 12 in, like, I don't know, 6th grade or something. And so because of that, this is, like, before they had online stuff. So we would have to, like, go to the mall, find a pair of shoes that he liked, and then I'd have to have them special order them. And then I'd have to drive my butt to go pick them up at the mall, like, which was an hour away. Like, so crazy. Denise says, I try. I have a feeling you just do. Shauna Lynn is here today. It is great hanging out with you. Your husband's 6'7" and wears a 14 shoe. Shauna, you know exactly what I'm talking about then. All right, so we've got our little depop shoes here. I am going to copy the address. We're going to go over into Pirate Ship, and we're going to get these suckers shipped out. And then I'll just go do the rest of the shipping tomorrow, I guess. Oh, my gosh. Whoo, she's running, kids. She is running. It is holiday mayhem over here. So we've got 16 by 12, 16, 12, 6, 16, 12, 6, 16, 12, 6. And our weight on these is 3 pounds, 8 ounces, it looks like. So we got 3, 8, and then let's take a look and see what our shipping is. Faithful, good to see you. Hey, Lisa. So we're paying $9.48 for shipping. They paid $10.90, so that covers our shipping cost, which is fantastic. Buy the label on this, and then you're out of here, honey. I will get this whipped out for you really quick here. Let me just get this printed. And on your way. Whew. Holy guacamole. Yeah, I still have, like, I don't know, 4 more things that we sold or something. It is busy. That means we are shipping a total of about 50-something packages today. There's that. Love you, driving safe. That is a UPS. So, all right, we'll stay on here, and we're going to ship together, guys. I'm just not going to take the rest of this to the post office. So, all right. So we will continue shipping and just get it all ready, and then it can go to the post office tomorrow. Okay, going back over to Depop. We're going to mark this as shipped, and it is going UPS, and tracking number mark as shipped. All right, next item. What do we have next, guys? Let's take a look. Do you have anything else on eBay? Was that all of our eBay stuff? Oh, we just sold another shirt on eBay. Well, I'm going to have to pull them later because it's back in the inventory room. Okay, next up is our commercial trimmer. Weirdest sale ever. Strange pickup. I think I spent like $4 on this. It sold for $16.74 plus shipping. I probably should not have picked this up. This is one of those like weird and strange pickups that I did. Oh, I remember why I got this. Okay. I remember why I got this. So I went to a garage sale, and there's always something at a garage sale that someone doesn't really want to sell, and they may ask more for it than they want. It'll be like their special item. Either I compliment them on the special item, ask how much it is, it's outrageous, so they give me other stuff for a lower price, or I buy the special item if it's reasonable, and I'll get them to throw in a ton of other stuff. So this lady had this item, and you could tell it was her special item, and originally she wanted like $10 for it. I talked her down to, I spent $5 on it, and I got her to throw in to the deal like 6 pair of tactical 511 pants, like 6 3XL Y2K Ralph Lauren polos, a couple Nike sweatshirts. I got the whole thing for like $20 because we just sold something else. Oh my gosh. I'm so busy. What what was I saying? Oh, because I bought the special item, she was willing to like sell me all the rest of it for like a crazy good price. So I will take your special item and I will take all the rest of the other stuff too for a good deal. Arizona, what is good? What did we just sell there? Let's see, guys. Should we see what we sold together? So we just sold another shirt. We just sold an ITT General Control Thermopilot Relay. I think this was my grandpa's stuff for $64. $64, not bad. Thank you, Peepaw. Thanks, Peepaw, for being a hoarder and having all that stuff that I now sell on eBay. When my grandpa passed, everyone kind of clamored for all of the like valuable-y stuff. And my mom just wasn't really like that. Like, no shade on my family. Everyone just kind of like, you know, people pass or something, and it does weird things to people. Anyways, so everyone kind of got what they wanted. And then everything else just got dumped to my mom's house. And my mom didn't know what to do with it because my mom was a hoarder. And then she had a couple strokes and stuff. So it's like it all just ended up sitting out in the garage for like years. And so when my mom passed, I inherited all of this. And I'm so glad that my son at the time had just started kind of selling some stuff on eBay. He had found a headlight at Goodwill. He bought the headlight for $20 and sold it for $650. And then he bought another like machine part or another car part, like it might have been another headlight or a taillight at Goodwill for like $14 and sold it for like $250. So I was like, what? Are you kidding me? So he's like, yeah. He's like, Mom, make sure you keep all of this. He's like, because, you know, maybe I'll take it and sell it on eBay if I decide I want to, or maybe you decide that you want to sell stuff on eBay. And at the time, I had no interest. Like I was I was doing marketing at the time for a delivery company. And then I also was, I had been caregiving for my mom. Well, once my mom passed and life started settling back, you know, my mom, I was her full-time caregiver. Like my mom couldn't drive. She couldn't read. She couldn't, a lot of words she couldn't say. So we had like this kind of a sign languagey thing that we developed together. And so I had taken care of her for a couple years. And so when I did that, it took up so much of my time. Well, once I didn't have her to take care of, and if anyone, I don't know if anyone in here has ever caregived for someone, or if anyone in here has ever had a baby or a toddler, you know, you're so busy when they're little, and then they start going to school or whatnot, and then you have a little bit more free time. And so for me, I had that free time again. And I didn't know what to do with it. And then Isaiah was like, Mom, you should put some of that stuff on Gravy's up on eBay. You can probably make some money off of it. And that's literally how this journey started, was me just putting some of that stuff up. So it worked out though, because my grandpa had been in the heating and cooling business. He had like done construction and installed thermostats. I come from like a total blue collar family. And so, he had saved all this vintage stuff from like when he had his machine shop and his heating and cooling business in Colorado in like the 70s and 60s. So there was all of these like old thermostats and all these parts. Now, thankfully, Google Lens exists, because if Google Lens didn't exist, I would never have been able to find out what any of this stuff was. I don't know what an ITT General 347869 TK421, why are you not at your post? I don't know what any of that stuff is, right? So thankfully Google Lens exists so I could find it. And it just goes to show that everything sells. Like, don't throw stuff out. Don't discount stuff. Like, literally someone out there in the world needs that ITT General Electric TK421 part for something they have that broke that they still use from like 1960. So, I mean, can't snooze on that stuff, right? So I am more than happy to have provided that. Oh, you know what? I probably should have put a little bit more padding in this box. I don't think I originally padded it, so we're going to do that. Hey, Joey, what's going on? Joey, guess who ordered her lights today? This girl! I'm so excited. So I was watching Joey's live. What was that, like last week or something like that? And he was talking about how he got these lights, and the lights are so cool, you guys. So there are professional photography lights. There are for taking pictures, like for resellers, or photographing still images or whatever. but they're really good. So they go between 6,500 and 8,800 lumens, which is awesome. I mean, mine only go up to 6,500 here, so I'm super excited about that. You have perfect daylight lighting, and his pictures look great. These things look awesome. But wait, there's more. They attach to the table. So you can either keep them on the pole, or you can just take them and attach them to the table. So I can just attach them to my table that goes up and down, and I can get rid of these huge, giant, massive things that take up, I have 3 of these in my room that take up like half my room. These suckers fall on me all the time, and they're so hot because the ones I bought are not LED, and so they're like 1,000. Guys, it gets so sweaty in here when I have to do pictures. So I am very excited. Joey, thank you for the recommendation. I can't believe I forgot to pad this inside. Thank you for the recommendation. I am very excited to get them. And then once I get them, guys, and I play around with them a little bit, I'll give y'all a review too. I trust Joey's opinion though, because his pictures really do look like super good. Like your photos look amazing. So I am for sure excited about that. So thank you. Fran says, I was my mom's caregiver while working as a caregiver. Holy smokes. But my mom refused to sell with hoarding items. I'll say this. My mom, I don't think would have let me sell anything when she was still here, even with the strokes and everything like that. My mom, was raised, like, my grandparents were like from the Great Depression era, and so my grandpa saved everything, and he was a hoarder, and he definitely passed that on to my mom. So she kept everything. Now that being said, I'm glad she did, because I've been able to I was able to create an entire reselling business. This is what this looks like, by the way. I was able to create an entire reselling business because of it. So like super cool. Really thankful that she did that. However, I don't think she would have been okay with me selling the stuff when she was still here. So it was kind of like a nice little, final gift from my mom to us. I look at it kind of like my mom was able, which kind of like makes me feel good. My mom was able to help me start this career, because she kept all that stuff. So that's kind of cool, in a way. I mean, it just makes you feel like it makes me feel close to her, if that makes any sense. So, and I've been thinking a lot about her. I actually was thinking about her this morning, probably because the holidays are coming. And y'all, I don't know if you've ever lost anybody, but like the holidays come and things kind of like you start getting like sentimental and stuff. And I was thinking about her this morning. And there's this guy I love watching in the mornings here on TikTok. The name of his TikTok is Brett Klein Music. So it's BRETTCLINE, Brett Klein Music. And he is a piano player, and like really probably the best piano player I've ever seen. And he's just also this like really inspiring, super nice person. You can tell in his life he's just a good person. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You get that like vibe from somebody, and I just get that vibe from him that like he's a good guy. And so he goes live every morning. I think it's from like 8, because I'm usually up. I'm always up before he starts, but I start watching him like around like, I guess it's like 9 o'clock my time. So like 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. And he goes live for like an hour and a half, but he does the best songs. So he'll do like Super Mario. He does like all the piano classics, but then he also does like, someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me, la-di-da-da-di-da-da. And I'm completely and utterly obsessed with Kermit the Frog. I love him so much. Like, I have to not cry even thinking about him. And so this morning, we were so busy running around and trying to get all the Jamble stuff together, I almost forgot to turn him on. So I didn't get him turned on this morning until like 10:20 or something like that. So he's like, okay, we're going to play our last song. And I was like, oh man, I was all bummed because I'd missed it. But then he did Rainbow Connection. And that, it just reminds me of my mom every time, because it's the Muppets, and that was something we watched together. And then also every Christmas I watch a Muppets Christmas Carol, which is like one of the greatest movies on the planet ever. I'm sure you guys know. Oh, thanks for the roses. That's my grandma's thing. See, I'm telling you, my ladies are thinking about me today. Thank you. That makes me feel good. But anyways, so every time I watch the Muppets Christmas Carol, my mom will always come in the room and she'd always say the same thing. Oh, are you watching the Muppets again? You just love that movie. You've loved that movie since you were a little girl. She would say the same exact thing to me. Every single Christmas, without fail, she would always say it. Well, once she had her strokes, and it was a little bit harder, that's super cute. It was a little bit harder for her to, vocalize stuff. So she couldn't remember the names. She couldn't remember things like Muppets and stuff like that. And so so the last couple Christmases I was with her, I'd put it on because I watch it like 3 or 4 times every season. So I put it on and she comes in the room and she looks at it and she goes, you just love this. And I go, yes, I do. I love it. So Mom, I was like, Mom, I watch it every year. She goes, you do. You watch this all the times. And I was like, I do watch it all the times. She goes, from when you were a kid? And I go, yes, from when I was a kid. And she went, oh, I just love that. And I was like, oh, because like I said, my mom had a hard time like doing verbal stuff at the end. After her last stroke, it was like a really bad one. And so that she was able to say that much and say that back to me just like made me feel good. So every time I think of the Muppets, I think of her. And sure enough, this morning, I feel like she just came by to say hello to me and playing that song. So anyways, I know that's a little story there about my life, if anyone's interested. And so, yeah, it always makes me think of her for sure. So, Annie, thank you guys. Thanks for the love on that. Man, she was a cool woman. I definitely miss her. And this time of year, it's always a little bit harder and it hurts just a little bit more to not, have her there. I was also thinking about her this morning because I make all of our bread from scratch. We don't buy store-bought bread. And so I was making sourdough bread this morning while I was getting the Jamble stuff shipping and ready to go, which is I probably got sourdough dust all over me. But anyways, she loved my sourdough bread and she'd always come. We called her the shuffler because she couldn't lift her feet much anymore. So she'd go and she'd like shuffle in the kitchen and you'd just hear this little like, and I'd be like, Mom, it's like, you shuffle in the kitchen? And she'd go, well, I just had to have a little piece of this. And she'd be in sneaking little pieces of the bread before it cooled and stuff. So yeah, so she's just been on my mind like crazy today. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird how some days are like that and others are not. And like I said, I think it's extra right now just because, it's the holidays and I miss her and it's always tough. And it's weird too being down here in Texas because we don't have any other family here. My brother's up in North Texas, but he's like 4, 5, it might be longer. It might be like 5 or 6 hours away. So it's not like a quick jaunt over. And he's actually back in Washington right now for a funeral service on his significant other side of the family. But anyway, so yeah, so I think I've just been like thinking about family, and I think also my son's getting ready to get here, which is like super exciting. So I'm thinking about him, and I don't know, anybody else in here ever lose somebody and then when the holidays come around, you just can't stop thinking about it? That took me way too long to put that together. Like I said, this is not something I would have just picked up, but to get all those tactical pants and to get all those 3X polo shirts, all of that, I mean, it's hundreds of dollars worth of stuff for like 60 cents a piece or something. Danny says, I miss mine too. I always get messages through which helps. Yeah, I feel the same way. Hey, Renee, good to see you. Vintage, happy to see you. Arizona, thanks so much for the likes and stuff. I appreciate you guys. You always make me feel good. My dad saved tools and voided checks. That's so funny. Mom's always with you. Arizona, preach. Exactly. Yeah, I found some cool stuff in my grandpa's stuff, actually. I actually found, you know what? I'm going to have to do a TikTok on this because I found some really cool stuff. And I found out some really neat stuff about my great grandma that I didn't know. So my great grandma, everyone called her Gigi. She passed before, I think maybe she was alive when I was like really, really tiny, but I mean like a newborn maybe. And so I don't really remember her at all. I don't remember her at all, actually. And so I kind of know a little bit about her, but it was kind of a hard subject, I think, for my grandpa to talk about. So he didn't talk much about his mom. She was a very like Marilyn Monroe-y looking kind of woman, very independent, very concerned with appearance. She bleached her hair so much that she no longer had hair anymore, because this is back in the days before bleach was safe, that she had to wear a wig like for like 40 years of her life, this big blonde wig. Like, so she was an interesting person. She used to tell everybody that my grandpa was her nephew and not her son, because she didn't want people to think that she was old enough to have a kid that was like his age. So like, she was an interesting woman, definitely an interesting woman. But I didn't really know much about her because, like I said, it was kind of a weird sore spot for my grandpa. So it wasn't something that he really talked about. He was like a pull yourself up by the bootstraps, like I'm an independent guy, you know, kind of person. And sweet as pie, I love my grandpa so much, but he was definitely not someone that was going to like sit around and have like a touchy-feely conversation about his mom. That was just never going to happen. So like learning about her was not something really in the cards. Okay, just a second. So we got 20 by 15 by 5, 20, 15, 5, 20, 15, 5, 20, 15, 5, 20, 15, 5. So because of that, I just didn't really know much about her. Anyway, so when my mom passed and I finally was going through stuff, I came across this really old, what looked like a picnic basket. Now, unfortunately, the bottom was all blown out or I would have resold it. Ancient, old, double flap, huge wooden handled picnic basket. And I open it up and inside of it is like all these canceled checks, which is what made me think of that. Old registrations for old cars from like the 50s and 40s, like, and then at the bottom was like all these pictures, and it was my great grandma Gigi out in front of this Mexican restaurant in Alaska. So I'm going through the information, and I remembered that she had lived in Alaska, and in this thing was like all these pictures of there was a calendar. It said like El Sombrero or Sabre. I can't remember now. And it was an old calendar for a Mexican restaurant. And then I'm finding all these Mexican menus. And then I'm realizing and putting it together that my great grandma owned this restaurant in Anchorage. So I'm like, wow, that's really interesting. I didn't realize that she was like a restaurant entrepreneur, right? So I do a little bit of research and I find out that she was the owner of this restaurant. I find some titles and deeds, some things in there. I mean, I spent a whole day on this. It was so fascinating. I had it all laid out in my living room. So cool. Then I find this magazine and there's a note attached to it that says, Gigi's feature magazine, something. And it's like, and then there's a slip in one of the pages. So I open up this old ancient travel magazine, guys. This is from like the 40s, probably early 50s at most, old travel magazine, right? And in it is this article that this woman that is this travel aficionado woman that used to travel around, think of her as like an Anthony Bourdain kind of person, where she goes around, she samples restaurants and businesses and she travels all over. Well, I guess this is what happened. By reading the letters and reading all this is what I found out. This is so cool. This does not have anything to do with reselling, but I have to tell you this story. Okay, so this is what I find out. So I find out that she got invited by this woman. We'll just call her Marie because I can't remember the woman's name. So Marie invites my great-grandmother to go to, I think it was like either Cozumel, Mexico or something like that, to go to sample the local cuisine because there's restaurants opening up down there. Now, you guys have to remember what era this is. This is like crazy that this woman did this on her own and that, when a restaurant opened, this was like a really huge deal because they didn't just pop up everywhere. McDonald's wasn't around. Like, this is like old school, right? So she invites my grandma to go to like Mexico or something to go sample this Mexican food. Now, my grandma lives in Alaska at the time, she was a bartender. And so she goes with this woman and they go on this crazy like 2-week adventure down to Mexico and they go and sample all this cuisine and my grandma just falls in love with the culture down there. My great grandma falls in love with the culture, falls in love with, this is all in this magazine that talks about this whole adventure that these women went on. It was like Thelma and Louise situation. She gets all this cuisine. She loves it so much that when she goes back up to Alaska, there was never a Mexican restaurant in Anchorage. There was never a Mexican food restaurant even in like the state, the area. This did not exist. There was none. And she opens up, this woman on her own, opens up this Mexican restaurant. She hires people that she met in Mexico. They come up on like a work visa or some sort of situation. Who knows? Because this is the 50s, so who really knows? She partners up with them because she wants to get the real cuisine. So she brings all these people up. She gets them houses. She houses them. These people create families. And that restaurant chain, that restaurant still exists. It's not in the same building it was eventually or first in. That building no longer exists. But that restaurant name is still there. That is the one that my great grandma literally started. So I looked it up on Google Images and saw it, and it's just like the craziest, most insanely awesome story. That was probably the best thing I ever got from all that stuff. Like the reselling stuff is great, and I'm glad I've been able to make money on all of it. But getting to find that stuff out was the most freaking awesome thing ever. Like my great grandma was a little crazy Marilyn Monroe looking entrepreneur, Mrs. I don't need a man, Mrs. I don't need anybody. She just had boyfriends. She never married, never dated anybody. Like she had my grandpa and then that was it. And she was just this woman living her life. She lived all the way, I guess, up until like the early 80s, like about the time like I was born. And so how crazy is that though? I just find that like so crazily interesting and fascinating. Okay, good. We charged enough in shipping on this because Lord have mercy. That was a serious thing to ship that. But I mean, telling the story, it's going to take a little bit longer. But I hope you guys like the story on that. That was, I don't know, really cool. Really neat little story. Great Thrifties here. Good to see you. Thanks for the hearts, you guys. It's fun. All right, let's see. Okay, so we have the two things that just sold on eBay, but Justin hasn't pulled those from inventory, so we'll have to wait on that. Let's see, did we get all of our Depop stuff done? I believe so. Yeah, we got all of our Depop. Let's take a look. I think we had like one item in Poshmark. Poshmark's been very quiet for me. I went on a spree there for a minute where I was literally selling like 4 items a day on Poshmark, and now it's just been like a little bit quiet. So, all right, so we got our one Poshi item here. This is a DeWalt basically brand new XL men's t-shirt, and I believe on the back it says like Hummer or Humvee for the car. And I got this for $1 a sale, and we sold it for $20 on Poshmark. Now here's why I like shipping clothes. Ready? You saw me ship all these hard goods today. Your girl's sweating. I'm gonna need like some of that powder that makes you not look sweaty. So we're going that. We're going this. Ooh, this one's cool. That's awesome. Little guitar. Oh, we're going to have to keep this one. I know why this just came in my space. I was just thinking about my grandma, and one of my favorite stories, I just told you guys, I'm not going to get teary about it, but I was telling you guys how at the end of her life, like my aunts would sit around and they would sing like, me and Julio down by the schoolyard, I'm on my way, I don't know where I'm going. I love that song. Anyways, I was just thinking about her, so we're going to put this up on the wall. Because every time I see it, it's going to remind me of that. And I love that my son knows how to play guitar now. Because if he plays guitar, I'm like, play this one. Okay, this is going up here. We're going to put it right here. We're not going to see much of it right now because we got Christmas stuff in the way, but it's going to go right there. It's going on the wall. All right, so we got to do a different one. So they're getting a water bottle and a thank you card. Coley's here. Coley, just in time. Put another sticker up on the board, a little guitar. In memory of my grandma, my nanny. Let's see, that's this arm. My nanny. All right, gonna fasten this one down. Guys, I've been shipping. I'm not even kidding you. I think we started this at, let's see, because I turned Brett Klein music on at like 10:20, and we were just starting to get shipping then. So we probably started shipping at like 10:40 today. I have been shipping since then. It is, I have been shipping things for 6 hours. We have shipped so much. Now, I did bake some bread. I took a 20-minute lunch break. But holy smokes, this is absolutely crazy. Like, this is where I wanted to be by the end of this year. I wanted to be selling enough stuff where I was like overwhelmed with shipping, because last December, I think, because I wasn't, I was like super part-time at the time. I think I shipped like 10 things in December last year. And now I'm shipping, like, I think after all the Jamble stuff today and then all the stuff here, it's way over 50 items. It's like 75 items, close to 80 items today. So that's where you want to be. That's why it's taken so long, is that's that many things. Holy smokes. I love it. I love this business, you guys. I love this. Oh, guess what, Coley? This is going to Ohio. It's going to Ohio. It's going in Coley's city or Coley's state. I ordered those stickers. Are they not great? They really are. And they're crazy good quality for, like, did you get them when they were on sale? I don't know if they're still on sale, but I ordered another pack. I was like, dude, they're only like $6 right now or something. Okay, so this is going post office. What is all this here? This is the, oh, did Justin forgot this one? Or is this stuff that we just did? I don't even know, you guys. I have so much stuff in here. If you could see the destruction in my room right now, you would laugh. All right, here's that. I bet you that's Justin saying, I think I forgot the UPS stuff. Oh, no, he did have some UPS. Okay. Man, oh my gosh, did we just sell something else? Holy craminies, guys. Oh, it's a question. Hi, they're just normal jeans, right? Not skinny, right? Hope you're having a good day. No, they're just normal jeans. That's the weirdest question I've ever had. These are Levi's. What are these? Levi's. Yeah, they're just 505s. Yes, they are just a regular 505. All right, that's why they're called classic straights. Okay, perfect. Oh my gosh, and an offer. Oh my goodness, you guys. I love it. Okay, so this is a good example of how an offer goes. So I'm selling a sweatshirt for $31. This person is offering $21. I'm not going to give them that big of a discount, but I will. Usually my auto offers send a discount of like 20%. So 20% off would be $6.20. So if I go 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, so I probably already sent an offer of 26 and they're probably sending me an offer of 21. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to review this. I'm going to go to $24.50. I got this for $1. So I'm going to go to $24.50. I'm going to add a message and then I'm going to say meet me, which is I use a lot of like keyboard shortcuts in here. So it says, if you're willing to meet me a little closer to the asking since it's already on sale this week, then I'm in. Sound fair? ? So that's normally what I send out. Okay, that is everything. Woo! Well, not really, because there's things I haven't pulled out of inventory, but that's okay. Oh, you got them in September, Coley. Okay. Yeah, I think, are they on sale right now? Let me take a look, because I may, with how many packages I have shipped out, I may need to order some more. So let's take a look here. Let's look. Put on your look. And let's type in stickers and see, because they were on sale for like, I think $5.50 or something. They are, oh, yep, they're still on sale. I think I'm going to order another pack of them too. So they're on sale right now for $6.85. So if you guys want to get the same stickers that I get, they are, I mean, you could ask Coley, they are really good quality stickers. Like they're the kind that people can get and that you can like put in a package or whatever, and they peel off and they're nice. They're not like the ones that are like, why is someone sending me these stickers? Because they're total garbo. So I'm actually going to order another set right now. Ooh, the 300 piece is on sale too, I think. No, it's not, just the 200. Yep, so we are going to order those up. We're going to buy those right now live on our here. Let's see. We got to order some stickers. We're going to do it right now. We're going to order stickers to have them sent, place an order. Yeah, because I literally hammered through like 60-something stickers today. So got to order more. Vicky, happy to see you. They are good. This is an unpaid opinion. Yeah, Chloe says this is an unpaid opinion. Do they have thank you stickers as well? So for me, Fran, that's a good question. You can get thank you stickers, but I do a sticker And then I have cards. So I make these. You can go through like Vistaprint or like Primo Print or something and just like make a simple little design on the computer or have someone make it for you. So mine just says on the front, it says, "Thank you for being awesome and supporting a small business like us." And then on the back, it says, "I hope you enjoy. Questions, message me. Please follow, rate, review when you get a chance. We appreciate you." So I do kind of like the thank you card and a sticker. Now, you don't have to do these things. I just do them. I started doing them in the beginning because I needed to get reviews, because in order for people to want to purchase from you, you generally need to get some reviews under your belt. Otherwise, people are like, is this a real person? Like, there's so many scammy-gammy things out there now that I think people like a little more skeptical at the beginning of you if you don't have like some reviews and some sales. So I mainly did that in the beginning. Now, in the very beginning, I was just writing thank you on Post-its and sending it. Then I did stickers, but they were like the super cheapy ones that were like not very good, but it's what I could afford at the time. And then now I've ordered the same one. I think I've been using these same ones for about 6 months now. I'm not interested in getting any other ones because these work so good. And then Justin just made this on the computer, like just little simple things. So, Green Thrifty says, "Heading to a meeting for the school musical, but hoping you saw my message. Thank you for the shirts." Oh, you're so welcome, Green Thrifty. I don't know that I have checked any messages today, but I will probably check them today. Mo Thrifty, what is up? Fran says, "Okay, I'll get it out ahead. You answer my next." Yes. At the beginning, really, I think the most important things at the beginning are you need to have a scale. If I could, let's do, as we end this today, let's help Fran and anybody else that's kind of new out there, because we're all better together, right? Hey, Diddley, good to see you. And Ruth, what are some of the things that you think, in your opinion, in the beginning are like the most important things for you to have? I'll tell you my opinion. So number one would be a scale. Like, it doesn't matter what brand or what kind you get, just something where you're able to tell what the weight is. Now, I will give you a piece of advice on the scale. I would get the ones where you weigh on one thing. Like on mine, you weigh here, but the thing to how much it weighs is like a separate piece, and then it just attaches. Otherwise, when you go to put stuff on it, it's really hard to read what the weight is. The first scale I ever had was like that, and I could never tell what the weight was on stuff. So now it's in my kitchen for measuring bread. So number one is a scale. I would say the other thing is, what has Debbie got? Tape measure. Great point. Number two thing, tape measure. $1.25 at the dollar store. I keep one on my station here, and then I keep one over on the area where I take pictures. So I've got a little measuring tape. Maybe you even have one kicking around the house. So that's number two. Tape. So you need to either use one of these, like these big guys, or I use a tape dispenser that actually is suction cupped to my table. And I'll show you what that looks like here. Let me go into my orders here and I'll show you, because I think the tape thing is pretty necessary. Let's take a look here. I'm going to put in tape and we're going to see if I can find it. And tape goes on sale too. So don't snooze when you can get the big packs on sale. I gotta scroll way down here. It's been a long time since I ordered this thing. Where is it? Oh, sorry guys, just a second. I gotta take a phone call. Welcome to Mia Live. Hi, honey. I'm still on TikTok. What's up? I've just finished shipping. I'm not even kidding. I still had things to. I still had all of that stuff to put together. Why? What's up? I did. What's up? Okay, I love you. I'll be done in a second. Okay, I'll call you then. I love you. Bye. Okay, bye. He's probably wondering if I want like a chicken sandwich or something, but I was a good girl and I had salad. So the tape dispenser here, let me just turn you here. So this little thing here, never mind my mess, this tape dispenser here that suctions to the table, and then I actually taped it down for extra reinforcement. It just saves you a ton of time. If you're going to be doing hard goods, if you're doing clothes, you probably don't really need it. But if you're doing hard goods and you want to be able to just grab tape, this thing destroyed my fingers so many times. I only use it for boxes now. But if it's all you can find or get, this is fine. I just think that tape dispenser is great. We just sold something else. We just sold a Nike Sportswear Club pullover. Okay. Other thing I would recommend thinking about getting is, those are probably like really you need it. You need a tape measure, you need a scale, and you need tape. Annie says thermal printer, and that is something to look into getting. I couldn't afford one at the very, very beginning, so I was handwriting things, and then I used my printer, but that was going through ink. I do have my Rollo now, and I would never get any other brand. It's my favorite. But there are less expensive thermal printers out there, so that's a thing to think about. Poly bags, yes, you do need the poly bags. So these bags here, and you can get them in different sizes. I use the 12 by 9s, 15 by 12s the most. But again, it depends on what you're going to be selling too, Fran, or anybody that's new in here. Depends on what you're selling. You may not need these. If you're selling hard goods in boxes, you may not need these. But poly bags are good. So, hey, Fran, since you are new here too, if you go to my TikTok and you go to my little link here, click on it, and then you'll see something that says reseller supplies to get you started right here. And if you go into there, you can see my list of like everything I use and where which ones I get and everything. You're welcome to get that stuff or get something different. It'll at least just give you an idea of what to use. Also, too, by the way, guys, that's where I put that link. I had someone message me because they didn't understand where it was from the video. This is where that link is for Laura's guide. So, right, it's usually $147. This is the guide that taught me how to resell. I'm telling you, it is like, it was 51 pages. Now it's like 67 pages. There's video tutorials. This is the only thing you'd ever need to learn how to resell. Or at least that's all I really needed. This is a girl I messaged 1,000 questions. So it's a huge reseller guide. You download it. You also get in the Facebook group. Anyway, side note. Last thing I would say that really think about getting is this right here. So this is a lanyard, and you just put this little thing behind your phone. And here is why it's so nice having this. So when you're taking pictures of stuff, you set your phone down, you pick it up, you take a picture, you rotate it, you set your phone down, you pick it up, you set your phone down, you pick it up, you set your phone down and pick it up, then you lose your phone and it gets set underneath something, or you're putting it in your pocket and taking it out. It is so much wasted motion. You're going to spend so much time doing it. But if you can take a picture of something, let it drop, rotate, pick it up, take a picture of something, let it drop, rotate, take a picture, and you can just drop it like it's hot. This is the best little investment thing I ever made. I do not make these. You have to get them off of the Smile Amazon store, if you know where I'm talking about. It starts with an A, and it's in that link. So this is easily probably my favorite gadget, but when it comes to the things you need, I would say tape measure, scale, think about a thermal printer, tape, and poly bags. Mo Thrifty, thanks for the like. You are welcome, Fran. Don Driscoll, good to see you. Okay, you guys, I'm going to head out of here. I need to get pictures of stuff and getting, I haven't even got my listings up today, guys. I'm cooked. It is 5 o'clock and I still got to do my Christmas tree and we're supposed to carpet clean tonight. So, oh my gosh. All right, you guys, I will see you back on here. I should be on tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, I will be back on Friday. Okay, take care, everybody. Bye.